I've been waiting a long time to do this one. Hey guys, what's up? It's Imurgency and welcome back to my channel. So it is coming to the end of the year, the end of 2022. And if you've been following this channel for a while or have just discovered me from this video, we've been covering shows all year. All year, almost every single week. And y'all may have noticed that I've had a slight Netflix bias for the shows that I watch, which means that we've gotten to know the way that Netflix makes shows very well, and specifically how their shows write characters very well. So I thought it'd be fun to do something a little different, something that I don't think I've ever done on this channel before, and that is ranking some Netflix main characters, because some of these main characters need to be stopped. And conversely, some of these main characters need to receive their flowers, need to get their just dues before this year ends. So in this video, we're gonna be ranking Netflix main characters from 2022, or just some other Netflix shows that I just wanted to throw in there. And we'll see how they stack up. I personally think this is gonna be a lot of fun. So if you are new around here, hit that subscribe button for more content. Leave a like on this video because that helps out so much. And follow me on my socials at Imurgency on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. But let's get right into this. Okay, so as you can see, we've made a lovely tier list right here for us to go through. And I tried to organize each of the characters by show, and I limited it to like 3 or 4 characters per show, minus Stranger Things, so I feel like they have so many main characters that I just threw them all in there. So as you can see, we have Heartbreak High, Elite, Never Have I Ever, Riverdale, Cobra Kai, On My Block, First Kill, Blood and Water, Heartstopper, Sex Education, Wednesday, Young Royals, Stranger Things, and then finally The Bastard Son and the Devil Himself, which I actually have not covered on this channel. So when we go through that, I'll use that as like my mini time to talk about that, because I know a lot of you have been asking me to talk about that show. And then our lovely tiers. At the very bottom, we have characters that belong in Netflix jail. This character does not and has not been renewed for another season and deserves to be canceled immediately. And then a step above that is needs development, and these characters just need some love given to them. Like, I can't say that I like them or I don't like them simply because I don't know them. And that is with all shade intended. Like, I don't know you, girl. And then above that, we have the solid characters. They're not good, they're not bad, they're just okay. And then we get into the really good part, the nitty gritty, the meaty section. We have the no choice but to stan category, and these are some of the best characters on Netflix, only peaked by the Netflix royalty. And when I say Netflix royalty, I mean characters that I just believe run that app, run that platform. Like, they are just simply untouchable. No one is matching them, and my love for them is undying. So yeah, with all that out the way, let's get into this. And I will say, these are 100% my opinions, and I am most definitely going to slight one of your faves. And that's okay. That is okay. Your fave may not be my fave, and if they end up in Netflix jail, don't fight me. You can take that up with yourself, have that sit within your soul. If you need to step away, take a break from my content from a little bit because I put your fave in Netflix jail, that's okay. That is okay. I will be here when you come back. But let's get into this. I think we're gonna do this by show. I think that makes the most sense instead of just like hopping around and bringing us a bunch of different places. We're gonna start off with the Heartbreak High gang. Okay, first things first, Amory. Amory girl. I loved Amory. Amory was just like a solid character. Not an actual solid character. We'll get there. But she was just so fun to watch. She was just so real. And if y'all have seen any of my videos on like Gen Z representation and just like Heartbreak High as a whole, I just feel like Amory is such a great character where she's funny, she's relatable, and I just think she's fun to have on screen. So Amory, I was thinking solid character, but I feel like I have no choice but to stan Amory. I think that's about right. Next, Darren. And if you've seen anything on this channel, you know that I love Darren down. I love Darren down. They're so problematic in the best ways possible. Like, you never really know what they're going to do next. And just their outfits, their vibe, everything about Darren is just so elite. Not the Spanish kind. I really struggle to play Darren because, like, there's no doubt about it. Like, they're not going in Netflix jail. They don't need development. Well, of course, everyone needs development, but like Darren, you know, they're more than a solid character, and I, of course, have no choice but to stand. But I fear I might have to put them in Netflix royalty just because no one is touching Darren. Like, that's an icon. That is simply an icon. And then we get the Harper babes. Jail with you. I'm sorry, put Harper in the clink. Because what was she doing in season 1? Like, what was she doing? I'm sorry if you haven't seen Heartbreak High. Honestly, for this whole video, if you have not seen these shows, this is gonna be really embarrassing for you because will be embarrassing for you or for me because I'm about to get real passionate. I'm about to really get into this. But Heartbreak, if you haven't seen Heartbreak High, she was just so weird. Like, she had some very traumatic stuff happen to her at the very beginning of the season. Before the show even started, like, you know, like the prologue of the show, a lot of traumatizing, horrible things happened to her in her life. But she wouldn't tell anybody. And she acted like it was everybody's fault, even though that she didn't allow anyone to actually go into her world and help her out. And not only that, she took it out on everyone and made Amory's life a living hell for no reason. And stole all of Amory's men, which I mean, like, queen behavior. But still, belong in jail. Lock her up. Clink. But it's okay, because she won't be there alone, because Ari from Elite, we're moving on to Elite now, she's right there with her. I don't know what it is. Actually, I do know exactly what it is. Ari in this latest season of Elite, I just made a video about this. If you haven't seen it already, you should go check that out. But she has been a mess. She's been so problematic and she's been a terrible person and character since she hopped on the seat in season 4. I said it. I need Ari gone like yesterday. Like, I will say though, she does break the drama. She does bring the drama to the show. She gives the drama, but she also just brings a whole bunch of unnecessary stuff to herself. You're just like, girl, what are you doing? First of all, stand up. Stand all the way up. And then second off, what are you doing? So yeah, Ari's in Netflix jail. I'm sorry. She's getting locked up too. Mencia, I honestly was going to say that she needs development, but now I'm more inclined to say that she's a solid character. Like, Mencia is a solid character in my eyes. Like, she's not bad. She needed development in prior seasons of Elite, but now I feel like she's in a good spot where we like her enough, or at least I like her enough, but I need more from her in order to like stan her, you know? Then we have Patrick, Mr. Manu Rios. Now I'm gonna open up to y'all. I'm gonna be real with y'all. I'm personally not one to fawn over the white boy. That's just not me. I love me a melanated king. I love me someone with a little bit of melanin to them. But Manu Rios, he could take his pale ass over here. Yeah, I said it, and I'll say it again. Shoo. But character-wise, on this show, he's a solid character. I really did all that for what? To put him in solid character? Yeah, I sure did. He's a solid character. Because I would say in prior seasons, similar to Mencia, in prior seasons, he would have needed development. Like, he's fine down. But he just got healthy. He just turned over a new leaf. And like, looks aside, he's a solid character. Although I am second guessing myself. Now we have Isadora. I feel like Isadora needs more development for me. I know about her. I really do love her as a character, but I feel like she needs another season to like, for us to get to know the real her. Like, she's still trying to discover who she is as a character, who she is for herself. And as a watcher, I just need to know more. I need to know more. So yeah, she needs development. We're on the Never Have I Ever. Davey. Davey is a mess. Davey is a mess, but in a different way that Ari's a mess. Like, if they're on the scale, you know what I'm talking about? I gave you no context. The scale of like chaotic good, neutral, all that. Like, Ari is chaotic evil. I'd say that Davey is chaotic good. Like, she doesn't have bad intentions. Like, she genuinely thinks that she's doing the best for herself. She just happens to get in her own way through her chaotic outbursts and throwing coffee on people who definitely deserved it, backstabbing her best friends, and then kind of apologizing for it afterwards. Like, you know, I have no choice but to stand. Davey, yeah. Now we have Paxton Yal Hoshida, and he's fine. Like, we already know this. We already know. But I feel like I don't know him. I know that he's fine, and I know that he kind of is dumb and that he wants to be better. But other than that, I don't really know, like, him as a person, so he needs development in my mind. Ben, I feel like y'all are gonna be mad at me, because I know there are a lot of Ben stans in, like, the Never Have I Ever fandom. I'm just not one of them. He belongs in jail. Like, lock him up. He's rich too. He'll bail himself out. Like, I just don't like Ben. I haven't liked Ben. Like, I don't think I've ever been Team Ben since I've started watching Never Have I Ever. And not just because, like, he's like the white love interest that I feel like is being forced on Davey, no matter what option she has. I just don't like him as a character. And I said it. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. Ben is in jail. Ooh, we're on Riverdale now. This will be interesting. I feel like if y'all don't hate me already, y'all are gonna feel some type of way for this. And I'm including Riverdale. I know Riverdale is a CW show, but it's on Netflix, and I feel like it's been a while since I talked about Riverdale. I actually stopped watching Riverdale after my last review. Whenever my last review of Riverdale was when I stopped. Like, I couldn't do it anymore. I really couldn't. Like, it was getting too much. Like once they brought Sabrina the Witch in there, I'm like, what's happening? What are we doing here? But Archie just kind of throws himself into things. Like, he's just kind of there. Like, he's like your typical, like he's your white boy of the month, you know? Like, he's a solid character. He's like golden retriever vibes. Like he thinks about 3 thoughts in his head any given time. But he be getting a little crazy is my thing. He be getting a little crazy. I'm starting to realize now when I'm trying to place these characters that I kind of made like 5 different extremes. Like these are all different things, but we're already in it now, so we're gonna commit to the bit. I don't know where to put him. I don't know where to put Archie. You know what I'm thinking? We're right here. You already know where I think I want to put him. You know what? In case you don't, I'll give you a second to guess. Ready? 1, 2. I don't know. Like, I know I just said all those good things about him. Like, I kind of want to put Archie in jail because I feel like he does too much. Like, he's sweet or whatever, but he does too much. Like, I feel like his character arcs are always the least interesting. So yeah, Archie's in the clink. Again. And I don't know if anyone's gonna be able to break him out this time. I will say, Betty is a solid character. Like, she is just, like, she's crazy in a good way, you know? Like, those little psychotic breaks that she has going on in her mind, like, I want to know what that's about. But also, I kind of love her for it. Like, she's a solid character. And Cheryl Blossom, talking about wild. Like, Cheryl is unhinged. She is always gonna be unhinged. And I think in, like, a recent season, she, like, loses her body and gets possessed by an ancient spirit. Like, her story is always out of pocket and wild. Like, you never really know what's going on in the Blossom household. And I really just love that. So, honestly, I have no choice but to stand. Like, she's camp. Cheryl is camp. Veronica Lodge. I will say, Veronica, when Riverdale was still good, when Riverdale made sense and when they were in high school, my favorite. Veronica and Cheryl were like this for me. Like, I love them. Like, they were like 2 sides of the same coin of just being so out there and extravagant. But recently, when she entered her married era, I don't know. It just didn't really do it for me. So she's a solid character. Veronica's a solid character. Now it's time to move into Cobra Kai. And Cobra Kai is very interesting because I don't think I talked about like the most recent season on my channel. And I'll just give my general opinions for it right now. I forgot what happened. Like, I'm pretty sure it was important. I think it was a setup season. I do remember Johnny Lawrence getting beat down. But most of the characters on Cobra Kai kind of annoy me. Like, I'm not gonna lie. They do get on my nerves because it's like the same plot points sort of revolving around, or at least the same character interactions going around and around. But I watch anyway because it's still a good show. It's just, you know, like, whatever that means. Mr. LaRusso, I'm putting LaRusso in jail just because I hate him. Like, and I will explain why. I feel like LaRusso's only talking points is, for one, how much he loves his kids, although if they're not involved in karate, he doesn't really care for them. That's the mom's job. 2, how much he loves Mr. Miyagi. And 3, how much he hates Johnny Lawrence. And he will say each of those things on repeat. Like, that's literally all of his dialogue. Like, if he's not saying one of the lines about one of the things, he's talking about the other. And to me, he just gives man baby. Like, he is man baby, but wants to pretend like he's sophisticated. At least Johnny Lawrence will admit that he's a man baby. And for that, that's why I'm putting Johnny Lawrence in needs development, because he needs like it's not character development that he needs. Like, he just, like, as a human being, as like a 40, 50 something year old human being, he needs development. Like, he just needs to be brought up to speed. Like, for some reason, he's still living in the past. He needs to come up to the future with the rest of us. So he needs development. Tori, I really do like Tori. I really like Tori. I enjoy Tori as a character. I love seeing her character arc of her getting that development and like seeing of her like coming to her senses against like Cobra Kai. And I think that's what happened in season 5. And I really hope to see more of that from her. So she's a solid character. Then we have Miguel. And Miguel's a solid character. His actor, very handsome man, and his character, I really can't complain. It's been nice to see him develop over time. So he's also a solid character. And then Robbie. I love Robbie. I really love Robbie. Like, I have no choice but to stand Robbie. I'm gonna put him right there right now. I love a good bad boy turn good trope. Like, something about that just really does it for me. I'm like, yes, I can stand you. I can stand you. And the fact that he tries to have like this paternal role over Kenny and just sort of becomes his dad a little bit. And like that, love the writing. Love him. Love him down. And then we have Sam. And if y'all have seen my reviews, I don't like Sam. I don't like Sam. I'm sorry. It might be a LaRusso thing. I know that she's working through her stuff and she still has beef with Tori because Tori traumatized her and broke into her home and did all that incredibly horrible stuff. But Sam, to me, I feel like whenever she's in like the karate world, she reminds me too much of her father. And I don't like her father. And seeing those character traits in her and like that nobler than now sort of vibe, she's in jail too. I'm sorry. She's in jail. Now we're moving on to On My Block. And On My Block, I feel like it's interesting because Caesar in that forced accent in the last season had me teeter-tottering about putting him in jail. Like, he honestly deserved jail for whatever that was. But he has so many redeeming qualities that I have to say that he needs development. Like, he needs to work his stuff out and like figure out what is going on post Spooky, like RIP Spooky. He needs to figure out where he's going with that, what he's doing with that. But if he keeps talking too much, like the second he starts doing this too much, he's going to jail. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know who told him to talk like that, but he needs to put an end to it. Then we have Monse. And contrary to popular opinion, I actually don't hate Monse. I actually really like Monse. Like, sure, she's a lot, but the whole cast is a lot. And honestly, I can relate to her sometimes. Like, life got you down, cut off all ties to your past life and start a new one. Like, honestly, for that, she's a solid character. She's a solid character. I'm sorry. Then we have Ruby, and Ruby's a solid character. Ruby's fun, Ruby's cool, Ruby's fly. Solid character. And then we get to Jamal. And Jamal I have a love-hate relationship with, but at the end of the day, I have no choice but to stand, you know? Like, who's gonna hate Jamal? Who's gonna really, truly hate Jamal? Like, he's annoying, yeah, but he's also so entertaining. No choice but to stand, you know. Now on the first kill. First kill. Now, Juliet. I talked about the show a while ago, and unfortunately it did get canceled before it can get a season 2, which I'm really sad about. Juliet, I have to say, she needs development. Like, I need more from Juliet. She needs to learn more about herself. Like, she was trying her very best to help out Calliope, but kept really getting in the way. And was also ignoring her best friends. Like, she needs to do some soul searching. But Calliope, love girl down. Like, she's eating in this dress to her premiere. Like, she's a solid character. Now we're on to Blood and Water. Blah, I won't. And I literally just talked about this show. So if you haven't seen that review, go check that out. But Pulang, I have to say, is a solid character. She can't be sneaky for shit. Like, the past couple of seasons before this recent one, she was just getting away with too much. Like, she would try and be sneaky and would get caught every single time, but would continue to try and be sneaky. But she got some terrible things, some terrible, horrible things to happen to her in this most recent season. And I feel really bad for her as a character, but as a whole, I feel like she's a solid character. And then Fakile needs development. She needs development because I feel like I don't know what her deal is. Like, I don't know how she feels about anything. Like, I know that she really wants her family dynamic together, but does she like her birth family? Is she content with just being with her adopted dad? Like, I don't know how, I don't know the girl. I'm sorry. She's fun and I love her character, but I don't know her. I don't know her. And a lot of y'all are about to be mad at me at this one. And this one, I will admit, is fully based on my own attraction, my own feelings towards the actor, and partly towards the character, but this is my channel and my video, and you're gonna have to fight me on that. KB, I have no choice but to stand KB. He can do no wrong in my eyes, even though he's done plenty of wrong. Trust me, he's done plenty of wrong. His character and moral judgment is questionable, but the face card does not decline. Like, and this one is on me. I am sorry. I will admit bias on this one, and there's nothing I can really do about it. Like, he's already there. He is already in the no choice but to stand. Like, I love KB. And I honestly think that KB and Pulang are endgame, no matter how problematic that is because of his parents' ties to literally ruining Pulang's life. The man's fine, and if he's fine, he's fine. So I gotta stand. And now we're on the heartstopper. We have Charlie. Don't eat me up for the accent, I'm sorry. I think Charlie's a sweetheart, honestly. I have no choice but to stand Charlie. He's just a good guy. He just wants to fall in love. But Nick, on the other hand, I don't have to stand Nick. He's doing a really good job of taking care of Charlie so far, and I know they just wrapped up, if you haven't heard this yet, they just wrapped up filming for Heartstopper season 2, so we're getting something next year. But as of right now, he's treated Charlie really nice, but I definitely prefer Charlie over Nick, just character-wise. So I have to say that Nick is a solid character. Don't fight me. I know how y'all get. Don't fight me. And now on the sex education. And sex education only has 3 characters, and I feel like that's a crime because I think that they deserve more. I should have definitely put more characters on there because they're all so good. We have Maeve, Eric, and Otis. Maeve is Netflix royalty. Like, no one is touching Maeve. Like, she really has it all. She gives you backstory. She gives you character development. She gives you laughs. She's relatable. She's serious. She's fierce. She has it all. No one is touching Maeve. I'm sorry. And the same... Don't. All right. The same can be said about Eric. Me when I lie. I have no choice but to stand Eric. Oh, you thought he was royalty, and I thought he was royalty too for a minute. And that was before he played every single boy that he got in contact with. Like, from fumbling Adam to fumbling Raheem to fumbling Adam again. Like, girl, you're your own biggest enemy, and for that, you are simply, I would say that you're royalty, but you are touchable. Like, these boys are touching you. Like, oh my god, you play yourself. I love you, I stand you, love you down, Eric, but that's on you. That's really on you. And then we have Artis. Artis needs development. I would put Otis in jail, like penitentiary immediately, but he does have some redeeming qualities. What those are off the top of my head kind of escape me. But they are there. I do remember them being there. They are far and few between, but he just needs to work his stuff out. Like he needs to figure himself out before I can put him any higher or put him any lower. Like I need to know what this next season is giving for Otis before I do anything. And now we're on to a more recent show, Wednesday. The girls love Wednesday. And first character we have is Thing. I have no choice but to stand Thing. Like I really do love Thing. Like Thing really made that show, I'm not gonna lie. Like Thing was really fun to watch. And the way that they incorporated him in the show and actually like technically had him in the show, so amazing. I love Thing down. So yeah, no choice but to stand. But Tyler, if you saw my review of Wednesday, you already know he's going to jail. Where he belongs, like in the deepest cellar of solitary confinement, locked up like Aizen from Bleach. For y'all anime fans, like he needs to be pinned down, like inescapable. Like I hate his character. Like before I found out, spoiler alert, for those of you that haven't seen Wednesday, like skip the next few seconds because I'm about to spoil the plot. Before I found out he was a Hyde, he was just giving me pick me. And then when the veil came off and then he revealed himself to be the Hyde, I was like, okay, cool. Still kind of pick me and still kind of don't like you. So yeah, jail. Wednesday Addams herself is Netflix royalty. Need I say more? If you actually answered that question and said yes, let's take a minute. What's wrong with you? Let's start there. Alright? Anyways, Enid's a solid character. I like Enid. I need more from Enid in order to say that I stan Enid, but I really do like Enid. Bianca needs development. Like, I feel like they did Bianca so dirty. Like, I really want to stan Bianca. Like, I hope for a season 2 we get more from Bianca, and I also hope that they get her better contacts, with all due respect, because those eyes were piercing, but I feel like they could have gotten some better contacts for Bianca. So yeah, I feel like she needs development in the most technical sense. Like, I really do think she's a solid character, but I just need more from her moving forward. Young Royals. If you've seen my review for Young Royals, I want you to guess where you think I'm gonna put these three. Like, just take a second. We'll take a second right now. Where do you think I'm gonna put Wilhelm, Simone, and August? And if you were right, comment down below. And I would say that I'd give you something, but you're probably just gonna get like a little pat on the back because I think that my opinions on them aren't gonna be too shocking. Like, Wilhelm's a solid character. Like him, but don't love him. Simone is Netflix royalty. Like, no one's touching Simone. Like, just a sweet soul. Love Simone down. And then August is going to jail, where he belongs. Where he belongs. He's evil. He's evil. And honestly, this list isn't actually representing my actual taste very well because I feel like I really do love a good villain. But August is just not one of those. He's not one of those. Like, I can't appreciate him. Like, I just do not wish anything well for August as a character. His actor, love his actor down. Really is playing the role very well. But you know, it's rough. He needs to be locked up. And almost finally, we have the Stranger Things cast. 11, let's be honest, is Netflix royalty. Like, 11 honestly makes Stranger Things. Without 11, the show would kind of be okay. Like, it'd be like a good 80s throwback, but it's nothing really without 11. Like, 11's like supernatural aspect kind of just makes it stranger. No, you know, like without 11, it wouldn't be Stranger Things. It'd just be Things. We'd just be watching Things. Like, we'd be watching kids come of age, which we've seen before, and play Dungeons and Dragons, which I mean, cool. But like, it wouldn't be strange, you know? Then we have Will. And I would put Will in jail, but I feel like it'd be too good for Will, so I'd say that he needs development. Like, he needs an identity outside of his girlfriend. I'll say that. That is fully Mike. That is fully Mike. So everything that I just said about Will, Mike. And now actually Will, I have no choice but to stand. He's sensitive, he's wholesome, I love him. I wish I could give Will a hug because Mike treats him so dirty. Then we have Dustin. I think Dustin's a solid character. Like, I don't hate him, don't love him. He's kind of just like there for me. He's like comedic relief, but in like an actual funny way. Like, I just think Dustin's a solid character. But I have no choice but to stand Lucas. Like, he gets on my nerves, like especially last season he got on my nerves. But like, that's my guy. That is my guy. Like, Lucas through and through. He'll always be there and he'll always get a cool scene. Actually, I can't even really say that because I kind of did him dirty for like the first couple of seasons and just now he got a cool scene. But I'm still sticking with Lucas. Like, I stand Lucas. Then Robin, no choice but to stand. Love a lesbian icon. And Steve, don't hate me, he's a solid character. I wasn't really messing with Steve. Steve was okay. He was like, all right. Like, yeah, he's funny, but he's just like, okay. He's all right. You know, he's okay. And now finally, the bastard son and the devil himself. I really did love this show. Like, this show was so camp. Like, it was campy. Like, it suffered from similar issues that I feel like First Kill kind of did, where it kind of felt like a little low budgety and was like fitting like the same like fantasy realm, but was I enjoyed it. Like, it's kind of sucked production wise, but like story wise, like I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the characters. Similarly that I did to First Kill. Like Nathan here, I think Nathan, I want to say that I like Nathan, but I also find Nathan very annoying. And his powers at the very end were so underwhelming. Like the ending of that show was just so underwhelming to me. So yeah, Nathan needs development. I'm sorry. Annalise was literally OP for so much of the series. Like the majority of the series would just like never use her power. And then when she finally did, it's like, oh wow. Like this is giving the boys level of dramatic, powerful. So for that, I have to say that she's a solid... Is she a solid character? Like, I don't know anything about her besides the fact that she doesn't like her powers. But I like her powers, you know? But I don't know. She needs development. I'm sorry. She needs development. I need more. And then finally, last but not least, Gabriel. And Gabriel, I feel like this whole show needs development. Like, they need a season 2. Like, I love Gabriel. He's so much fun, but he also needs development. I feel so bad for putting that whole cast in needs development, but that's just what it is. But yeah, here's the final list, y'all. So of course we have our Netflix royalty with Darren, Maeve, Wednesday, Simone, and 11. My Cream of the Crop's my absolute faves. Like, I feel like no one's touching them. Like, they run their shows respectfully. Then we have the No Choice But the Stands. And actually, it's kind of funny because the No Choice But the Stands and like the needs development are just about even. I think they're exactly even with the same amount of characters. And then we have like the most amount of people in like the middle with like solid characters, which I feel like is valid. And then finally we have the people in Netflix jail. Are there any similarities here? I think they were all meant to be the villain. Actually, I can't even say they're all meant to be the villain at one point. They're all misunderstood. And I think that I fail to understand them. Like, I will not give them the grace to be understood, and that's okay. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the characters of this year. Now I want to hear from you. Where would you put each of these characters? Who are your Netflix royalty, and who are your characters that you put in Netflix jail? Let me know down in the comments down below, and also let me know if you want to see more of this for maybe like other streaming services or just a larger range of characters as a whole. Or maybe I can even rank some TV tropes. Like, who knows? Who knows? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this and are new, don't forget to subscribe to see more of it, and leave a like on this video because, like I said, it helps out so much with the algorithm. And once again, you can follow me on my socials at Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter, all at Imurgency. I am so close to 10K on Instagram, so you should go follow me over there for some looks from outfit inspo and to keep up with me day to day. And follow me on TikTok for more reaction style content towards like the shows that I watch here on YouTube. But other than that, y'all, thank you so much for watching. I've been Imurgency, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.